starting to get really sick and tired of these get down by 30 plus performances in the first half and at some point make it interesting and lose. The game's not over yet. There's only 14 seconds left, but I mean, they're already up 10. They're getting more free throws. Yeah, the game's over. And people are, I really don't want to hear again. You're going to hear it from some media guys. Well, they were down by 36 and they got it down to, what is it now? It's 11. They got it down to 11. They won the second, third, and fourth quarter. Wow, that's adorable. But when you lose the first quarter by 34 or 24, whatever the hell they lost by, hell, at one point you were down by 36. You don't deserve to win it. The Raptors now in back-to-back. Shout out Will Lou. Where is my guy Will Lou? There we go. 114-105 final. Where was it? He posted a tweet today. Where is he? Where is it? The Raptors have given up 81 points in the last two first quarters, not first halves. First quarters. They've allowed 81 points. You just can't do that and expect to win basketball games. The inability to make shots that first quarter, abysmal. They couldn't get a stop to save their life. Clearly, they allowed 41. And yes, they won the second quarter 32-31. And the third quarter 23-21. And the fourth quarter by 12, 33-21 to lose by 9. Oh, well, at least they made a game of it. No, that's back-to-back games. It has been like that. And look, if this team's going to be a playoff team, moral victories stink. And when you have guys out, like if Pascal wasn't playing or Fred wasn't playing or whatever, then you'd have some sort of excuse. But you can't. There's no excuses now. This team is now back to 500 at 11-11. Fred VanVleet just cannot make a shot to save his life. 4 for 14 today, which is 28% from the field. 1 of 7 from 3. He was 0 of 7 in his last game from three-point range. And then watching Scotty Barnes limp off the floor, barely able to put he couldn't defend on that possession. And then he goes to the locker room and comes back and plays, and I'm like, this is just hurting me watching this. I understand we want to win now, but we continuously hear that Scotty, he's the next superstar of the Raptors. Not if you run him through the ground and let him play through 2 different injuries, if it's his knee, if it's his ankle, whatever. Those are pretty important for your longevity of your career. And watching him continue to limp off the court and then come back and act like nothing happened pains me to watch. Then watching Pascal Siakam, right, go 24 points, 7 boards, 4 assists, shoot 7 of 15, 9 of 11 from the free throw line, 1 and 2 from 3. It hurts me to watch because I'm like, he's doing a thing. He's doing great. We're still losing. And the reason is we can't play a good first half. Whether it's shooting the basketball, whether it's defending the ball. Like you look at the last game, and I'm going to flip back to it right now. What'd they allow in the first half? 74. What'd they allow in the second half? 52. All right, let's go to today's game. What'd they allow in the first half? 72. Anything over 70 in the first half is ludicrous. What'd they allow in the second half? 42. Like, does the defensive intensity just change? I don't know. But this is back-to-back games now where the Raptors in the first half and the Raptors in the second half have been totally different teams. And that's fine if you're going into halftime down 5 or down 10 or heck even down 15. But if you're going into halftime down 20, 25, 30. Like, yes, you can win both quarters by 10 and you'll still lose. It's pitiful right now. Now, yes, it's 2 games. But this team is supposed to pride themselves on defense. This team is supposed to live in transition. Well, you know what creates transition offense? Defense. Turnovers. Creating turnovers. Let me go to the turnovers numbers today because it was pretty bad at one point. So 18-13, Brooklyn turned it over 18 times. We turned it over 13, so it did get better. But the fact of the matter is you're not making shots. And that's the end-all and be-all. We talked about it in the last video. Shoot the 3 and defend. Well, you did a great job defending in the first half, or the second half. But it was downright non-existent in the first half. And shoot from 3. 29%. You made 7 threes. 7. They only made 11, but that's, 4 more threes. Do the math. That's 12-point differential. You lost by 9. Right? 73% from the line for the Raptors. They did a good job there. They were 68, so there's a good job there for the Raptors. I got all these notes written on my phone right now because I didn't take the time to write on a piece of paper because I was just too livid. I just need to come on here and let it all fly. But the inability to make shots is the thing that's really frustrating. And people are going to say, oh, gee, 21 points on 8 of 16. That's great. Where was it when you needed it in the early goings of the game? Like, I'm sorry. You got to find that guy that's going to be able to, when nobody's got it, to take it and run with it. And that's what a great player shows that they can do. That's what Kawhi Leonard showed us all. If you go back, Raptor fans, I think I've seen on YouTube, it's like a 20-minute, half-an-hour clip of just Kawhi Leonard's highlights with the Raptors in the playoffs. Every single one. Top-notch. Hard. Tough play. And big moments when the team needs it. You haven't gotten that from this team over the last 2 games. Again, I know people are going to say you got to relax. It's the blah, 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 blah. I'm here to react about this game and recency. The most recent games have been 2 pitiful games. So yeah, I'm going to sit here and talk about those. Kyrie Irving, cooked. 27 points, 10 of 17 shooting. Phenomenal. Oh, they limited Kevin Durant to 17 points and 6 of 10. Yeah, when you're doubling him half the time, of course it's going to happen. Right, but you allowed Claxton at 15, Royce O'Neal had 11, Durant obviously had 17, Joe Harris had 17, TJ Warren had 10. Lots of double-digit scores for the Raptors. They had some too. Gary Trent, he had 16 in the game. Good for him. Scotty Barnes, 17, 9 and 3, shot 6 of 12. He was good. 7 turnovers for Scotty. 7. And watching him dribble down the floor looking for a 2-for-1 is just, it pains me. End of the third quarter, I believe it was. It was like 30 seconds on the clock. He's driving underneath the bucket, tries to dish it off to Boucher or OG underneath the tin. It goes off their guy, off Scotty, and out of bounds. And I'm like, what was the thought there, Scotty? It hurts my brain sometimes. 7 turnovers for him alone. The Raptors had 13 total. He had over half of the Raptors' turnovers today. So you can go off of that. He was great scoring the ball, though. I love the effort. I love the aggressiveness to get in the paint. That's when he's at his best. None of that mid-range jump shot, 3-point. Look, you can sprinkle that in a little bit. That's totally fine. But don't make that the main part of your offense. Because that's not your strength. Your strength is getting into the paint. As he did today. And it was good to see on the offensive side of things. But the one glaring issue, at least in the early goings, is Fred VanVleet. Because no one's really talked about it too much. I mean, I've said it over the last couple of videos now that the shooting numbers have been pretty bad. 3-point shooting is down to 35%, and he was 1 of 7 today from the field. Before today's 28 or 29% from the field, 37% from the field. From the field! That's mid-range jumpers. Yeah, that's just shots that Fred VanVleet should be shooting more than 37% from. And he's not making shots. He's averaging over 17 a game. That's cute because he's taking a lot of shots. And that's your court general. Why were the Raptors so good? So good in years past without Kawhi. Right? When Kawhi wasn't in the lineup. When Kawhi wasn't here. Bubble. Before the bubble. The Raptors' record was off the charts without Kawhi and in that season. Why? Your court general, Kyle Lowry, led the way. As he did throughout a lot of his time with the Raptors. Not saying Fred VanVleet's not doing that. But there was a lot of plays today, especially in that third quarter where we're hoping to chip away at it. Even though you're still down by 20 plus. Where, ball's out in transition and he's trying to run down the floor and he just bounces it off himself and it goes out of bounds. Or, getting blown by Kyrie Irving. Just completely flat out blown by him. I know, it's Kyrie, one of the best handles in all of basketball. One of the quickest. He's great. But for him, he just gets full on blown by. And committing tough fouls, really tough calls, and not making shots. And just standing there complaining to the refs the entire time. I love Fred. I do. We all do. But over the last couple of games, it's been really hard to watch him play. Nothing against him. But he has not played good basketball the last couple of days. He really hasn't. Gary stepped it up since Nick Nurse called him out, right? He had 16 on good shooting today, 6 of 11, 2 of 6 from 3, had a couple steals. Was only a -1 in 25 minutes today off the bench. Really good job from him. This team needs to figure it out. And if there's any time to do so, and at least to feel good a little bit, it's tomorrow at Scotiabank Arena. This team on the road has been awful. I think they're 3-9 on the road? It's not good. You know where they are good? Scotiabank Arena. They play there tomorrow night. And who do they play? They play a 5-18 Orlando Magic. I'm not saying you need to go in there and win by 30. But go out there, win a basketball game, get the positive vibes flowing, and for God's sake, start on time. Get a lead. Heck, win the first quarter. If it's by 1 or by 2, I don't care. Win the first quarter. That's my key to tomorrow. 3-point shooting, first quarter defense, and win the damn first quarter. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, or last game, because they were both pretty bad, smack the like button. Do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? They only lost by 9. But if you watched the game and you saw the scores and you know what happened, it was bad. Comment down below all your thoughts on tonight's game. Twitter link, Instagram link are down in the description below, so check that out. The Discord link is down in the description as well. So if you don't want to vent your frustrations out in the comment section, you can do it there in the Discord. Link is down below. And I'll talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night as they're in Tampa taking on the Lightning. Tough test for the Leafs. Looking to keep that streak alive. Looking to keep Mitch Marner's point streak alive in Tampa tomorrow night. I believe it's a 7 o'clock puck drop there. As for the Raptors, they're back in action tomorrow night as well. Second night of a back-to-back. They have to travel home to take on the lowly Orlando Magic, a 5-18 Orlando Magic team that have lost 7 consecutive games. And let me just go to their defensive stats here. They're 28th in points per game. Not good. Where's their off defensive rating? 27th in the league. They're not good. Don't make them look good. Raptors in action tomorrow against the Magic at home. At home at 8 o'clock. Interesting. Scotiabank Arena. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. Talk to you guys then.